Roller coasters scare people. It's no secret.
Why are you running?
And believe it or not, the fear of roller coasters is actually a lot more common than you think. Based on what I've observed, the fear of roller coasters falls into two categories. The lesser known one is falling off or getting hurt because of the roller coaster itself. And the more common one is the actual feeling of the roller coaster. Today I'm going to be discussing both of them, starting with the first one, which is a literal fear for your safety while you're on the coaster. And I can assure you one thing, roller coasters are extremely safe. Something I find crazy is your actual chances of getting hurt on a coaster are 1 in 42 million. You have a better chance of getting struck by lightning 50 times than that. People may put up an argument that they've heard countless stories of people getting injured on coasters. And while these stories may be true, most of those reasons are just due to pre-existing health conditions. It's very rare that the fault of the injury actually falls on the roller coaster itself. There are countless safety systems on roller coasters, and I'm gonna name a few here. Seat belts. There is not a single roller coaster out there that does not have at least a lap bar on it. Unless it's like a tiny kiddie coaster, but those are dumb and no one cares about them. The restraints designed help protect you from falling out of the roller coaster. That's why they're there. There's a lot of different kinds of restraints, but the two most common types are lap bars and over-the-shoulder straps, better known as belts and backpacks. You'll typically only see a lap bar if the coaster itself doesn't go upside down. Of course, there are exceptions to that, like Velocicoaster, which uses belts, and it has 4 inversions. For the shoulder restraints are more common on inverts, which usually go upside down. Some rides that have them are Montu and Kraken. Kraken is actually not an invert, but it still uses them. Some people might be afraid of the shoulder straps coming off or popping off, which there's no physically possible way that can happen. The restraints can only be taken off when the coaster is actually in the station, meaning that while you're on the ride, there is actually no way for them to come off. So the restraints as a whole keep you incredibly safe, and they will always keep you inside the coaster at all times. You will not fall out, I promise that. Some other safety systems include sensors along the track to allow their operators to know where the train is. There's also tons of cameras around the track so the operators can see you. A lot of roller coasters have brake runs, so if anything does happen to go wrong, they can stop there. There's so many other safety systems, and I can't stress enough how safe you are on these coasters. Some people may have seen some crazy movies and think they can die on roller coasters. This is extremely, extremely unlikely. You actually have a better chance of dying driving to the park than you have at the park. The difference between a car and a roller coaster is in a car, you're surrounded by a bunch of other drivers that can make mistakes, as well as you who can make mistakes. On a roller coaster, you're in a completely controlled environment. You're surrounded by professional ride operators who have been doing this thing for years. Plus, there's a ton of safety systems in place in the ride that make sure you get through safely. Now for the more common fear of roller coasters. This comes from the actual feeling of the roller coaster, meaning the force of it. When it comes to this, I'm gonna be honest, it can be a little more hard to overcome than the first one. I myself used to be deathly afraid of roller coasters, but slowly came to realize that there's actually nothing to fear when it comes to them. Some things you'll feel on a roller coaster are G-forces, meaning the force on your body due to like speed or inversion. Another thing I think is more common is that stomach dropping feeling on the initial drop of the ride. This can feel very frightening, and when it comes to this, there's one thing you just gotta do. You just have to get on the ride. You have to overcome it. You have to look past that fear and realize that you'll only be feeling that stomach dropping feeling for like 3 seconds. Seriously, even on the tallest roller coaster in the world, you'll only be feeling that for like 4 or 5 seconds. I feel like with a lot of people, it's the heights that get them. Trust me, if you're watching a roller coaster on a YouTube video, it's not gonna look that scary, but if you go there in real life, that becomes a whole different story, my friend. It will always look more scary in real life. Earlier, I did say I was deathly afraid of roller coasters, and this was true, so here's how I overcame my fear. Basically, a while back, me and my family went to Universal, and the one ride I was looking forward to the most, when I got there, it scared the heck out of me, guys. The Velocicoaster. I had been so hyped up to ride this, but when I actually got there, it looked massive. It was huge. So do you want to know what I did in that moment of fear? I chickened out. I never went on it that day. But I've been on it, and here's how I did it. Later that year, me and my family went to a small theme park in Valdosta, Georgia called Wild Adventures. There they had a Vekoma SLC, an inverted roller coaster, and it was super intense, very whippy. I convinced myself to go on it because from a standpoint view, it didn't look huge, but the coaster was very intense. Later that day, I also went on a Boomerang, which was a little more scary, but you know, I sort of worked my way up to it. Fast forward about a year, I went to SeaWorld, convinced myself to go on Mako, and it was at that very moment at SeaWorld that I realized that I loved roller coasters, and I sort of like worked my way up to the big boys to get there. During Christmas, we went back to Universal, and man, I rode Velocicoaster. It was a lot of fun. Moral of the story is if you want to ride the big roller coasters but you're too scared, you should probably start small. Start out with some family coasters, then move on to a little bigger, and that's when you can conquer the big ones. You're gonna be nervous, but at the end of the day, you can do it. It'll be fun, and it'll be worth it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. I will see you guys later. Goodbye.